So, Happy New Year! This is Cherokee Sunrise, and this has been quite the crazy year, but I feel like I need to commemorate it with a video. Wow. So, I'm an entrepreneur now by happenstance, and this is my second year in that arena, and probably the year with the most growth. And I think just like anything, the longer you do it, the better you get at it naturally. So, New Year's Day is also the last day of Kwanzaa, and the last day of Kwanzaa is faith. And I posted a video earlier today on my winter scene because I decided that I'm going to celebrate each season with a new scenery display. And so I said, why not start with Kwanzaa? So I did that, and I did some documenting in my journal each day of Kwanzaa like I do every year. I was not up to making any videos for Kwanzaa this year, but I was like, I have to do one because I love Kwanzaa so much. So I just did that quick 2-minute Kwanzaa video just to explain Kwanzaa real quick and just show a different version of how to celebrate Kwanzaa. So Kwanzaa is actually a list of principles that you follow throughout the year that just lead to a happier, healthier life, more natural, more organic, more, I guess you could say, in my mind, I think of it as like village oriented because you support your community and you contribute to your community. So it's just a nice natural way to live is all it is. It's not, I know people have no idea what it is, or it's like some kind of black holiday, but it's really a holiday that anyone can celebrate. And I don't celebrate it the traditional way. I wrote an article called I culturally appropriated Kwanzaa because I celebrate it my own way. And if you watch the video, you can see you're not going to see the same colors. You're not going to see you're not going to see the African language and all that stuff because I don't identify with that stuff. So it is for Afro American people. And so I celebrate it in my way as an Afro American person. So that's why I feel like I culturally appropriated. But anyway, be that as it may, today is the last day of Kwanzaa, which is faith. And what a great way to start the new year with faith because it takes so much faith to keep going sometimes. But I will tell you, when you have a passion and you're working toward your goals, I've just seen the universe just unfold things so beautifully and magically for me, and it's just really wonderful. And so, like before my night ends, I've got to commemorate this with a video. And my night is not ending yet. I still have to clean up the kitchen, do a few more things on the computer, and I was going to do a video reading, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to do that. I am still reading, but I'm just not videoing it. And I'm like, maybe I should just use my phone and then not try to like edit the videos. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what direction I want to take this channel, but there's a reason why I do the read with me videos. Because it's a long story, but basically I've always had this love and passion for reading since I was very, very young, since as far back as I can remember. My mother taught us to read, so I could always read, and I always did read. And then when I fell out of reading, I was probably in my, I don't even know, maybe in my mid 30s or something. I shouldn't say fell out of reading because I've always been a reader, but I stopped like going to the library and reading like fiction books and stuff like that. And so I miss that so much, especially when you don't watch TV. So, I mean, I started watching TV a little bit. I started watching the Bull Show, but um, I don't really watch it like that. Maybe once a week now, which feels really nice. Maybe because I'm not reading any fiction books. Anyway, one of the many benefits of reading is that reading helps with your focus and concentration. You can really tune out the rest of the world and be in a whole different world, especially when you're reading a fiction book, because it's just like you're reading a movie or watching a TV show. So that, and also my goals in terms of uh, education, reading is just so important to me, and I think that a a lot of people could really benefit from it if they did it. So that's one of the reasons why it really helps to. And when I kind of fell away from reading a little bit in my mid 30s, I think, and then I reconnected with reading, it was hard. It was hard to focus and keep my concentration again. I was like, what in the world? This is so crazy. It felt like so crazy, but it's almost like I had to force myself to read. And so, I did, of course, because I missed it. But, imagine if you've never read, then you kind of lose that. So, doing the Read With Me videos was my attempt at redisciplining myself, and then also maybe helping someone else, because sometimes when you do things as a group or you have a little company or something in the form of a video, it can be helpful. Like a few years ago, I couldn't sleep at night, and I would just be actually I was doing my when I was doing my midnight stretches videos, and I was, I don't even know if my phone is upside down. I don't even know if my phone is upside down. I guess I'll find out when I post it. This will be a crazy video probably. Anyway, I was not able to sleep a few years ago, and this is when I was working on getting my splits down. So I'd be up like in the middle of the night practicing my splits, and I found online a man named Adam Borland, and he was on Facebook, and I just went on there by happenstance because I almost never go on Facebook. And he was doing, I think he called it midnight stretch or insomniac stretch. He called it insomniac stretch because he was also up late stretching, and he was a ballet dancer. And I was like, bet we can stretch together. So it would be like this whole community of people just stretching at like midnight on a Monday night. It was crazy, but it was also fun, and it was also nice because he was actually kind of silly and stuff in the videos, and it was just nice, and they were live, and it was nice to have that company in quotation marks because I don't know where he lives, in the U.S. somewhere, but So anyway, so it's the same thing with like Read With Me, and then I've also done like group Zoom meetings where we all just work on projects. We're not really talking to each other. We're just all tune in and working on whatever respective projects that we have, and it's kind of nice. You sometimes they'll ask you to just introduce yourself real quick, and that's it. You get to work. So I kind of do like the same thing except with reading, and so that's why I do the Read With Me. But then I stopped filming. Why did I stop filming? Oh, because I wanted to start working on my goals and my passion, and I was busy making videos, like editing them and stuff, which I found like so much fun. And then when I stopped doing it, like months later, I was like, man, why did I stop? Because then it's hard to get started up again. And I put like all my camera equipment away and all that stuff. And I was like, why did I ever stop? I kind of wish like I didn't stop. I don't know. I have no idea. I have mixed feelings about it. But either way, um, I don't know if I'm ready to like do the videos again yet, but I do want to. I think I want to record myself reading again. So if I do that, I'm just gonna do um because I haven't stopped reading. I'm still reading, but I think I'm just gonna do it on my whatever this is, cell phone, and then they're not gonna be as much fun, but we'll see. We'll see. I just have so much to focus on, and earlier this year, I printed out a list of my goals that I want to achieve before I die, and I printed out my secondary goals that I wanted to achieve. And recording videos was not really on there. So I think it was on my secondary goals list. It's like YouTube content creator. Um, but it's nowhere near the top, and I don't even think it's near the middle of the things that I want to accomplish with my life, but it's something that I love. So the crazy thing is I stopped because I thought that it wasn't really helping me to achieve my goals. And then at the same time, it was something that I just enjoyed doing for so many reasons. So anyway, we'll see. I haven't 100% decided what to do with that. But I don't know. I have some ideas. I kind of miss videos. it's nice to share what you have and what you know with others. And I use YouTube like it's going out of style. I learned everything from YouTube. I just fixed my stove with YouTube. Okay, like YouTube University is real. And I like that I can contribute, and I know that I have more to contribute, but I got to figure out what all that looks like because, like I said, I'm an entrepreneur, and so I'm living that life, and it is, God, it was fucking brutal. I feel like, I spent the better part of 2 decades being like an entrepreneur on the side, just having side hustles. It's nothing like that when you're out there on your own and it's just you. You really have to learn how to lean on your own spine. You really have to learn how to adapt and be flexible and be diligent and believe in yourself. And it's just crazy, like the whirlwind that I've had in the past 2 years, especially this year. But just like anything, the better it gets, the better it gets. It's like there were times when I felt like I was literally being broken apart and rebuilt back up again. And I was. And what happens is you become stronger, you become more intelligent and savvy with what you're doing. You become more knowledgeable, in other words, and you become better at adapting. And so I've just changed a lot. And it's like I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared to be on my own in this world and to make it. I don't have the fears that I had, especially this past year in 2023. That the first year I had so many fears, and I didn't even know I had all those fears because when I left my job, I was so happy. I was like, "Yay, I know what I want to do." Blah, blah, blah. And but having always had a regular job and multiple jobs simultaneously, I had this addiction to that lifestyle, which I had no idea until I left. The challenges ahead of me, which was actually a good thing because then I probably would have never, if I would have known what I had to experience, I probably would have never have left my job. But now that I've gone through those things, I'm like, it's amazing. It's amazing because I'm so much stronger. And I didn't even know that was possible. It's a whole different level of feeling in control of your life. And I was never one of those people that was like, I don't want to work for other people and stuff. I was totally fine working for other people. I never really, I was very good at adapting to the pressures of a workplace, right? And so I never felt that way. And then I was always marketable. So if you don't really like something, you could always just leave and go somewhere else. And so for me, it was never like, I don't want to work for the man. I never felt that way. There's a lot of benefits to working for the man. so, and actually, when I left my job, I didn't really ever have a goal of being an entrepreneur because I always had side hustles. I always had 1099s. So you're kind of thrust into the very like lowest level of entrepreneurship that you could possibly have in terms of familiarity, a little bit when you're doing your taxes, stuff like that, if you do your own taxes, which I do. And so there was some familiarity with the world because I read a lot and I delve into business life and all of that stuff. And then having 1099s and doing my own taxes, of course, I like to read everything. And so, you learn a lot. However, like G.I. Joe said, knowing is only half the battle. When you actually are doing it for yourself, my God, it is quite the experience. And so I'm very grateful for it, though. I'm very thankful. I just think every year you just get better. That's the only thing I could say. I feel like such a strong person now. Like, and I was always a strong person, but it's just a whole different ball of wax. And I just don't feel the fear anymore that I used to feel. But I'm ready to complete some of these projects. Like I have so many projects that are pending, and I really only completed one of them, and that was like 3 years ago. So I would like to, this year I'm gonna finish each project one at a time, and I feel so excited about that, and I feel like, wow, now I guess I'm fully ready. I've exhausted the first year in 2022. I spent a lot of time just trying to figure out what the heck I was gonna do, and because there were so many different things, and and I guess stop lying to myself and thinking I can do 20 things at one time. No, especially when you're going into a whole new field that you're not even familiar with. No, you can't. So I found that out. And then the second year in 2023, I had to really get real with myself. It's like, okay, so now you're out of money. What are you going to do? So then I had to make some adjustments with that. And it was interesting and it was fun and it was exciting. But then towards the end of the year, I'm still like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, none of this stuff is on your list. None of these things that you're doing is why you left your job. Like, get to it. And so it kind of all came into fruition in the past, I would say, month or so, where I really just kind of felt like everything was aligning, I guess you could say. And my new self, I guess you could say, is I'm just feeling like it's time. It's time to build my resume, like my new resume. I call it my new resume because I have to start from scratch and put like all new stuff on there because I'm in a whole different field now as a writer. And so it's like complete these projects, finish these projects, and really start on this path for yourself. And I feel like I am so ready now because I'm so much more disciplined and so much more focused, which I think just happens as you're living that entrepreneur life. You've got to be disciplined. And although I spent a lot of time being, wait, what does this say? Oh, I hope it doesn't show up in the video. I spent a lot of time being like all over the place. Um, I've learned the value of needing to focus with what I want to accomplish. You need to focus, and so that's where the reading comes in. And so I've been reading up a storm, and every time I read, I'm always thinking about like I should turn a video on. I should do a video, and I don't. But I'll see what I can do with that. But I'm just commemorating this past year and also today and going forward with faith, because it's only faith that has pulled me through this entire time. It's only faith. It can only be faith because you have to know with certainty this is what I'm going to do. There's no question. Believe me, I've questioned like, are